Hey guys, I'm here to get into McCabe and Mrs. Miller, which is directed by Robert Altman and released in the year 1971. And this is just a completely original project as it evolves an original take on the Western perspective, which is minimalism. This entire project is a minimalist perspective and its own kind of organic sort of atmosphere. And the character in the writing has always reminded me so much of the Coen brothers and also a lot of Paul Thomas Anderson as well. And this is just very original kind of folk tales perspective. Just cinematography that just reveals itself as just one of my all-time favorite, and just how layered and subtle it is. Um, it features some of my favorite characters of any western. I just love how much it explores the essence of mystique and how mystique value seems strong at first, but then it can seem weak, like given like threatening scenarios, and it just kind of seems like absurd at the end. So it's like almost needs to be a sense of humor about maybe like some levels of mystique, certain value of a mystique, as the film kind of portrays. Maybe a lot of that breaking out into just a ridiculous state, like literally like too much, too ridiculous, and it just goes perfectly with Leonard Cohen's soundtrack. Which just this film really does feel like a strong equivalent to Leonard Cohen kind of music in a lot of ways. It's just an incredible Western atmosphere. It really is one of my all-time favorite just films ever. I mean, just the way it all paces out, the way it's all just so detail oriented and just moments. Like it really does kind of feel like I was kind of thinking about like just classic films that kind of feel like it was like a daily blood of the time. And this kind of feels like it's the ultimate one along thing. I was thinking about Godfather Part 2 recently. I was like, how much that it felt like a bit of a daily blood impact, but happening in the 70s. This feels like that as well, though, in a lot of ways, just because of the kind of more like the small town atmosphere and just kind of like building a civilization around it that's doomed in a lot of ways. And this just portrays just an incredible story. It's just really interesting from start to finish. A lot of like awkward moments, you can say, in between this kind of Western sort of story. It's just an incredibly strong way of perceiving all of this. Very poetic. You can say Altman is just one of I think the ultimate American poets. This is just kind of just instantly just it's groundbreaking because it's like the way he perceives the Western here is just unlike any other project. Again, it can be it's extremely original. Almost one that kind of slightly challenged me upon it first viewing it. Now it's like, oh, it's all the better. I see, like, this actually needed time, and I think because it's just such a subtle project, and I can even see layers of this in the Hate Blade as well. There's just something very just simple about an old-fashioned, kind of an old-fashioned item, but in a new kind of timeless sort of way. It's like Altman was on a timeless way of conveying a lot of like old-fashioned value, but in the new way of doing it in a lot of ways. Just humanism in this story from start to finish. The characters are really well fleshed out. It's just a wonderful sense of humor and kind of just its own sort of like mini like epic, you could say. It's like it's a small atmosphere, but it's like the story itself feels quite epic. It goes through a lot of angles. They're just really entertaining, really lovable, really charismatic. And it's just like kind of a murky atmosphere, absolutely. Kind of gray often writing, and it's just kind of just showing people who just are unsure of their of where to go in a lot of ways. So they just kind of wander in their own path, building something of their own foundation. And yeah, this is just really a perfect project, an original kind of Western project from start to finish. It's just got strongly recommended.